I think it's not a secret to any viewer that Washington is dominated by big money interests and by lobbyists. The reason that we pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs is the power of the pharmaceutical industry. The reason that we're the only country in the industrialized world not to have national health care because of the power of the insurance company. The reason that we are currently going through this incredible bailout of Wall Street, which is putting trillions of dollars of American taxpayers at risk, is because of the power of Wall Street. So as a progressive independent, I see my job is to standing up to these big money interests who have so much power, trying to rally grassroots America to take on these very powerful forces so that government begins to work for all of the people and not just the wealthy and large corporations. I think there is a lot of excitement at the grassroots level. I think there's also an understanding that the problems facing our country and President Obama are more severe than at any time since the Great Depression. I mean, you look at the economy, you look at healthcare, you look at global warming, you look at foreign policy. Clearly, we have moved in the wrong direction for the last 8 years. We got to reverse course big time. One of the important aspects of my job, previously in the House, now in the Senate, is to keep in close touch with the people of my state, in fact, the people all over this country. And that's why we put a lot of energy into our website, sanders.senate.gov. That's why I've probably held more town meetings in the state of Vermont, from the smallest towns to our largest cities, than maybe any public official, certainly in the modern history of the state. I think the function of a public official is to go out there, to talk to ordinary people, to hear what they have to say, to tell them what you're doing, and that's what democracy is supposed to be about.
Breaking our dependence on fossil fuel, moving to energy efficiency, moving to sustainable energy.
Let's not kid ourselves. We have in America today fewer and fewer large media conglomerates which control what we see, what we hear, and what we read. And one of the reasons that the internet is so tremendously important and such a significant change is that we're hearing from far more voices than we used to hear from. I mean, if anyone thinks that just sitting here on Capitol Hill, you're going to know it all, you're dead wrong. You got to know what people are thinking about, you got to know what their ideas are about, and when those ideas make sense, you kind of incorporate those ideas into legislation and into other forms of activity. The bottom line is you cannot do your job here in Washington unless you are in contact with ordinary people, unless you know what they're thinking about, and unless you're hearing from them very strongly.